Hey everybody, it's Josie. Welcome back to Cedar Creek Homestead. I hope y'all are having a wonderful day here at Cedar Creek and all over Oklahoma and Arkansas. We've been having ice and freezing rain and sleet, and it is a mess out there. When you look out the window, it looks like snow, but as soon as you step on it, you'll realize that it is not snow. There's no building snowmen. There's not any throwing snowballs. And there's no staying up on your feet unless you have got something that's going to grab a hold of that. So we've been here at the house today. Blade went to work, but he came home early because of the road conditions. And Cheyenne has her sister here with her visiting, and they had an appointment, and they got probably 10, maybe 10 miles down the road, maybe 10. And they had to turn around and come back home. It's just too nasty. And so we're settling in. We've got another storm coming this evening, Tuesday into Wednesday, and then I think another one. We have at least 2 more systems coming through anyways. Now, I don't think they're expecting major ice accumulations like some of the big ice storms of the past, but it is enough that causes travel problems. They haven't really been talking a whole lot about power going out, but we are prepared just in case. You never know with, tree limbs with getting icy and freezing rain and sleet. Those tree limbs get heavy and the power go out. And then we have to put all of our plans into practice, all of the things that we've done to make sure that we've got plenty of supplies. And we were able to go out and get the things that we needed ahead of time. Well, being here all day today with the babies, of course, little Rowdy, he's bottle changing, rocking, burping, napping. That's about all his little day consists of right now, but it is a job keeping Howie entertained. And he's got lots of toys, but he's like all other kids. He gets a little bit bored about that. And I got to thinking about boredom busters for little kids and how that's an important thing to keep in mind when you are snowed in or iced in, or if there's any kind of emergency that you have to evacuate, leave your home, hurricanes or storms or whatever. You want to make sure that you have some things on hand that your kids can play with, age-appropriate things. Now, Howie's got all of his little toys here, and Cheyenne was pretty adamant there for a long time that she didn't want him to have any Play-Doh. And she's finally mellowed out on that. So Meemaw did get him some Play-Doh for Christmas. But to be honest, we have yet to open the canisters of Play-Doh and been brave enough to play with those. But now down through the years, I can remember my granny and all the other older people that we knew that we visited always had the leftover tins that you got Christmas cookies in. They would have those, and they would always be filled with crayons. Broken crayons, whole crayons, crayons without their labels. Sometimes you'd have to reach in looking for a certain color, and you'd make a mark in your coloring book, and it was the wrong color, so you'd dig back through them again. And so we always try to have things on hand if there's a need for keeping kids entertained. We've got games, and you probably have games with your families, card games, and I'm looking because they're over there, and I can see them. We have different card games and Yahtzee, and we've got Monopoly, and Blade loves Monopoly. The rest of us it's a long, exhausting game. And that was Howie's favorite board game to play, Monopoly and Aggravation both. You have to be a little bit willing to send people home playing Aggravation, and sometimes I'm a little bit nicer than I guess what I should be, because I have a hard time sending people back home on that game. But nonetheless, try to have some things that all the people in your family would find interesting. Now, if the power goes out and something happens, the cell phones, the computers, the game systems, the televisions, all those things maybe not be able to be used. And you definitely don't want a house full of people that are bored to death. You want to consider books. Now, I happen to live with a family full of people that don't like to read. I love to read. Little Howie, he loves books, and Rowdy likes to look at the colors. But the big kids in the family, they don't like to read so much. And so find some things that can keep everyone entertained. I've got crochet yarn and and Cheyenne's wanting me to teach her how to reteach her how to crochet. She knew how at one time. But there's always cooking challenges you can put the family in. Who makes the best pizza, or who makes the best cookies, or whatever it is that you happen to be competing against each other, just to have fun. Because in cases like this, you're stressed out anyways with the storm, or the power being out. And if you can find things that kind of breaks up the monotony and makes things easier for people to be together without pulling each other's hair out. A lot of people learned that lesson during COVID, when people were stuck in and they couldn't go anywhere. There was the shutdowns, and you weren't going from place to place. You were where you were at, and with the people that happened to be in the same location you were in. And so a lot of people come up with some really creative ways to get rid of the boredom, to get rid of the cabin fever. And it's easier for adults, I think. But I just wanted to remind you to make sure that you stock some things that will be boredom busters for your kids. Try coloring books and crayons, bubbles. I have bubbles here, but I teach Sunday school class too, or I teach the adults now, so they don't play with bubbles. But I've always taught the little kids, so I always have bubbles and little cars and little coloring books and matching games and things that they can play with. And you'll be surprised how much you'll save yourself from pulling your own hair out if you have some activities for the kids. Because we all know inclement weather, they can't always go outside and run and play and ride their bikes and get out of your hair that way. Sometimes they're inside. And to make things better on everybody, in all seriousness, to de-stress and kind of help them feel a little bit relaxed and not so worried about all the outside conditions that are going on, having something fun for them to do that's out of the ordinary. They can play with their toys for so long, but if you've got something you can kind of pull out of the hat that they're not expecting, then that's a win, and you'll be glad that you put some things back. Get a box or a tub and put the things in it that are for just this type of situation, and you'll be surprised how much better that it'll go for everybody if you can kind of decompress a little bit, play some games, have some fun, and maybe pop some popcorn on the stovetop. Remember, I told you the other day that Blade was amazed about popcorn on the stovetop. So maybe try that, and maybe they've always had microwave popcorn. We'll show them something different. Pop some corn and put some games out for the family to play. Until next time, guys, this is Josie. I love you. I really do. Keep looking well to the ways of your household. Keep preparing, putting back, including those things that would de-stress. And I'll see you next time. Hopefully it'll be tomorrow, but if something should happen and the power goes out with all of this icy conditions, for me or for you guys, either one, well, we'll see each other again. We'll see each other again when things clear up. Okay, guys. Till next time, we're gone.